everybody. Welcome back. Krista here, and you're watching Why Am I Yelling? And today is Tuesday, September 10th, 2019, and we are talking about inspiration. So far, we've talked about who inspires you, what inspires you in terms of things, books, fashion, art, food, that kind of thing. And today we're going to talk about where your inspiration comes from. And when I say where, I mean, where do you go to get inspired? What locations do you use? Do you travel to find inspiration? Because there are a lot of different ways that we can get inspired. And I know that for some of us, we like to go to different locations to work, especially if we're somebody who works for ourselves and we work from home. Or we like to take retreats. We like to go on vacations. We like to find a space that is comfortable for us where we can feel inspired and refreshed and energized and motivated to go out and be able to do the work that we're doing. So for me, I have a list. I wrote it out because I was like, I don't want to forget any of these things. I have several places that I go to be inspired. I am a city girl at heart, and so walking around the city and walking around my neighborhood and people watching is one of my favorite things to do on the planet. And so I get inspiration from watching people interact. That's the relationship coach in me. Listening to eavesdropping on other people's conversations or just observing their interaction. A lot of my inspiration comes from other people and their energy. I get that when I'm walking around the city. I get it when I am in the park watching parents interact with their children, or when I'm, talking to my friends and having conversations. So I go outside. I like to be outside to get inspired. The beach is a place that I get inspired, and not the ocean beach, but the lake where I have my lake house. I like to lay on my paddleboard. Literally, I will paddle out into the lake and just lay on my paddleboard and meditate and practice gratitude and do all kinds of energizing work, inner work, to feel inspired and really just get quiet and listen to my own voice and my heart and my head. And that inspires me and energizes me. I know some of us go to classes, yoga classes, Pilates classes, meditation groups, to get inspiration and to get energized and to feel refreshed and to walk out in a new mindset. There are classes we can take. There are groups we can join. Networking groups are inspiring. I just came back from one, and I was in the city this morning. I went to a networking group event. It's really inspiring to meet people who are wanting to further their education and their careers and their opportunities. And so they put themselves out there and they get inspired by other people doing exactly what they're doing. And so that's inspiring to me because I'm doing the same thing. I am putting myself out there. I'm going to these events. I am creating a bigger and better network of potential clients and collaborators and just people who seem to be really smart and special and awesome. So that for me is inspiration. So when you're thinking about how you get your inspiration or where it comes from, where do you go? Do you like to take walks on the beach? Do you like to take walks around your neighborhood? Do you like to sit in your bathtub and take a long bubble bath and just feel inspired and get quiet and listen to your thoughts and your mind and your heart and your soul? Do you like to be energized? Are you inspired by crowds of people at venues, at theaters, at concerts, at events, where you can interact and observe and watch and soak up all of that energy and joy? And is that inspirational for you? There are so many ways where we can get our inspiration that it's not limited to one or two. Church is another place to get inspired. I am not a churchgoer in the ceremonial sense of the word, but I do love to sit in a church. That is a known fact about me. Especially since I live in New York City, there are so many beautiful places to go sit and reflect and think and feel calm and get centered and grounded. And it doesn't matter the denomination. I actually like to go in for architecture, and I look at churches all the time, synagogues, I do all the things. And I appreciate what happens in there. And so sometimes I go into a church and I sit and I get quiet and I find inspiration there. So there's not a wrong answer to any of these questions that I'm asking over the course of this whole series. There's not a wrong answer to the who. There's not a wrong answer to the what. And there certainly isn't a wrong answer to the where. So when you're thinking of and you are looking for, you're in search of inspiration, where do you go? Share that with me in the comments. I also want to talk about leaning into your beliefs for your inspiration. And I'm going to talk about that tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be a pretty full video because I've got a lot to say and I've already kind of fleshed it out. But I'm leaning into that one for tomorrow. So I'm just going to tease with it. Tomorrow's going to be a good one. So think about where you go for your inspiration. Do you go to class? Do you go to church? Do you go to a quiet place? Do you have a meditation spot in your house? Do you take a vacation? Do you go on a retreat? I want to know where you go to find your motivation and your inspiration. And please, please share that with me because there's nothing I like more than interacting with you. So that's it for today. Tell me where your inspiration comes from, and we will be back here tomorrow as we lean into our belief system for our own inspiration and how we come to get that through that. Have a great day, everybody, and we'll see you back here tomorrow. Bye.